May I pray for you? Place your hand here. Lord Jesus, I'm asking you that you would help them, please. Provide for them and mend of all their wounds. In Jesus' name, amen. Hey, what's going on, my friends? It is Vasterz, aka G Saves, and for this video, I wanted to actually make a review on the plugin LiteBans. It is by 𝐵𝓊𝓈, I think that's how you say his name, but he's the developer of this plugin. It is very, very cool. One of you guys actually recommended that I actually make a review on a banning plugin, and this is actually the one that we use for this server, which is a server I'm running with a couple of my friends, and which is called the LiteBans, and yeah, it's very advanced, guys. It can run on Spigot, it can run on bungee cord, it has a MySQL database, it has a lot of things, a lot of features. I'm just gonna be covering just a little bit of the features, kind of like the basics, because it has really advanced features. You can ban a player, you can IP ban a player, you can mute a player, you can kick a player, you can warn a player, you can look at the history of the player, see if they got banned or muted before. You can look up their IP to check if they're the same account. There's just a lot of things you can do. You can even do a lockdown where actually it kicks everybody from the server except for certain people with a certain permission node. So if something really severe happened, you can do a lockdown. Um, there's just a lot of things you can do. You can also do toggle chat. So if someone else types you a message, you won't get it. So on and so forth. There's just way too many things that you can do with this plugin. I myself really enjoy it. The sad thing about it though is that it's a premium plugin, but you have to keep in mind that the premium plugins are usually the ones that are updated the most and things like that. But let's get started, guys. I'm just gonna run you down with some of the basic commands. I'm gonna start with a little small one. So let's go with let's try to mute ourselves real fast. So as you can see, I just typed in hola. So let's actually mute ourselves. Mute Vasterz, and then let's just leave it like that. Just mute Vasterz, and as you can see, it will tell me that I must provide a reason for the punishment. I myself enable this option. You don't have to provide a reason if you actually disable this this setting. I myself want to provide a reason though, so after that you click space, and right here will be the reason. So I'm gonna put in testing stuff and stuff, and right there, this right here with the gray text, as you can see right there that I'm highlighting, that is actually a public message. So other players will be able to notice that, oh wow, so Vasterz muted this player for this reason. So they will be able to see that message. So you have to be careful. But there's an option in this plugin. So let me actually unmute myself, guys. Unmute Vasterz. There you go. And this right here as well is public. Other players can see that. Let's say if I wanted to mute myself, but I didn't want other players to notice that and add new ones online. How do I do that? So let's do mute, but this time -s, the person's name, and then provide the reason. Where if you want to provide the reason, I myself, like I said, I have the option enabled, so I could do that. So the reason is going to be testing again, and as you can see, now it will actually say silence in front of the text. This, only certain people with certain permission nodes will be able to actually read that message. I myself enabled it just to have certain staff members the ability to see the message, so they will actually be aware of what happened. But other players, without being a staff, won't be able to see this message. So if you're trying to go out hunting for hackers, cheaters, rule breakers on the server, and you want to be a little bit more anonymous, a little bit more hidden, you can do that. Just remember, that's simple. You just do a -s, and then that's it. That just silences the message to the public. So let me unmute myself again. And if you guys are wondering as well, I don't think I showed this, but let me mute myself and let me try to type in chat, and it will say Vasterz tried to speak but is muted. So let me unmute myself again. There you go. And now if I type in hola, there you go. Now I can talk on the chat. So it's really cool. I really enjoy that. But a different option that you can actually do is warn a player. Let's say if you wanted to warn a player. So warn You can also do like /warn, and it will just tell you how the stuff is set up. So like I said, the mute, it will tell you like right here /mute player. You can put 7 letter D for 7 days, or 7S for seconds, or this. There's a lot of things you can do, guys. It's very, very cool. It's very advanced. But yeah, if you guys had any question about like how the command works, just type in the basic command ipban, as you can see. So it's really cool. But let's go to the warn. So warn myself, and the reason will be boo. So as you can see, I typed that in with a certain color code as well, which is really cool. So again, that's a public message because it doesn't have the silent in front of it. So I can still type in the chat, but I'm warned. I got a warning, so I have to be careful because in the settings and the configuration, you can actually make it so if the player gets too many warnings, it can like issue like a ban, for example, a punishment. So it's pretty cool. But let me actually warn myself again, but this time with an S, and I can have that. Wait, hold up, that, and you need to wait 60 seconds before Vasterz can be warned again. This prevents like admin staff members from just going complete berserk, I guess you would say, like complete raw. It kind of like monitors the staff members so they don't abuse their power too much. You have to wait 60 seconds before you can actually warn the player again. So you know, we gotta wait a couple seconds, and there we go. And right there I put the silent one. From that I put the little -S, and it is silent, and again the color code is right there, which is really cool. Let's try something else. Let's actually kick myself from the server. So kick Vasterz, and I believe I can also put a reason for this as well, which is really cool. So kick player, and then the reason. So the reason, I'm gonna try to put a color code. I want to see if this works. Because why not? And let me kick myself, and there you go. It will tell you connection lost, kicked by. It will tell you the person's name that you were kicked by, and it will tell you the reason. Because why not? Again, color coded. Very, very cool. I really enjoy that, guys. But let's go back on the server, and let's try something else. So let's actually ban ourselves, and this is gonna be kind of crazy, right? But yeah, let's ban ourselves real quick, and I can, you know, like I said, I can put an S on this, -S, to make it silent so other players don't know. And you know, there's just so many commands that you can do. There's so many different ways that you can type in the command. For example, if you wanted to, let's say if I wanted to ban somebody, I can type it in so many ways. So I'm going to show you guys. I can type it like this. This is one way you can type it. I can type it also like this. That's exactly the same thing. It will do the same exact thing. Or I can type it like this. It's really cool, guys. There's so many ways you can do this. And of course, where I put Vasterz, the name, that's the player name. So it's really cool. And where it says like this right here, you can put 7 days, or just in short like this. This is a silence, the player, the reason. Really, really simple. But yeah, let's ban ourselves. So I want to do ban Vasterz S. So it's silence, 7 days, and then the reason I can put. Let's do a different color code. Let's make it like a little bit bluish. So hola, and let's ban ourselves. And this is what comes up. This is actually a message that you can actually edit yourself on the configuration. It comes with a couple files for the plugin. It comes with a config, a message thing, and this right here took me some time to set up, but it's really cool. It tells you, you know, the way I set it up. It tells you the LiteBans security. It tells you that you are banned from the server. It tells you that you were banned on a certain date. It tells you who you were banned by. It tells you the reason, and it tells you when the ban will expire as well. And if you were unfairly banned, I decided to add this. and I put the little appeal section right there, so you can, if you are unfairly banned, you can appeal and be unbanned if you were not banning, that is. I mean hacking and cheating, so you can get unbanned. But it's really cool. You can, this message can be all edited and it's awesome. I really enjoy this plugin, guys. But let's go back on the server, and it's as you can see right there, it comes up again. So if I want to unban myself, I have to go into the console. So I will be right back. Alright, we are back, and I unbanned myself, so I can log in again. And let's say if you wanted to see the history of a certain player, we just muted ourselves, we kicked ourselves, and we banned ourselves. We did a lot of things. We even warned ourselves. So you can just do history, Vasterz. That's just the player name, and you can look at the history of the players, see if they were banned, muted, kicked, warned, and it is very awesome. I really enjoy this. So if you were a little concerned about a certain player, was this person banned before, and you can check that, and it will tell you if it is active or not. So as you can see on this one, it tells you that I warned myself on this for the reason boo, and it says that it's active. So that means this warning is active right now. Of course, you can deactivate it, so it's not active anymore. But it's really cool. But let's say if you actually were just doing testing like I was, and you don't want to see the history, or let's say if you're like, okay, this person changed, this person's not cheating anymore, it's been like years, I want to remove the history from this. And you can actually type in the command prune history and then the player name, and it will actually say history pruned, and then let's do like this, and then history, and as you can see, it will tell a history for Vasterz, and for some reason that glitched out. So let me do it again, guys. And history again. Oh, I see. This is only for the warnings right there, as you can see. Vasterz warned. It removes all the other stuff, but not the active stuff that's currently active. That makes sense. So let's unwarn ourselves, if I remember how to do this. That's how you do it, guys. Just unwarn and then the player. Last warning removed for Vasterz. So if I typed in history again, there you go. I just have one more. So expires in 6 days, 23 hours. This is all configurable for that from what I remember. So again, unwarn and history, and there you go. My history is now cleared, and I can do /history, and there you go. Just ready to go. Like if I didn't do absolutely nothing wrong, there was this or that. And it's really cool. I really enjoy this plugin. I definitely give it a thumbs up. I rate this plugin probably a 9.5, and I'll tell you the reason in a little bit. But let's go into the configuration file real fast, and I can show you why I give it a 9.5. So let's go to the configuration file. We are back, my friends. This is probably like take 7 or something like that. The video recorder kept messing up, so I have to keep trying to make it work. So hopefully this works. Sorry if you can't read the files correctly. I do know that they have some of these files that I'm showing right now on the actual LiteBans. Where the plugins at on Spigot. They actually have a lot of information on there, so you can look up the config.yml and the messages.yml from where I can remember. So that's pretty cool. But the reason why I give this plugin a 9.5 out of 10 instead of a 10 out of 10 is because configuring the plugin is not easy to do. At least it wasn't for me. It might be easy for you. But for example, let's go to the config.yml so you guys can take a look. Alright, so this is actually the config.yml for the plugin LiteBans. This has a lot of information on it, so you just got to take your time and just read this right here to know what the option does, see if you want to enable it or disable the option. Keep in mind this is a default look to it, so when you drop the plugin, this is what you can get, unless if in the future update the developer changes some things about it. But for right now, this is what it actually looks like, so it's pretty cool. This one's not too bad. This one you just have to take your time, read what the options does, and do what you gotta do. Very simple to do. Just take your time, configure the plugin. Pretty simple. But this is where it gets very difficult, is the messages.yml. That file is what took me like 30 minutes to an hour plus to just set up the plugin. And let's go to that file. Alright, this is actually the messages.yml file for LiteBans. And this right here was the first time I saw it. I thought it was a whole different language. Like, there's barely like any like information on this. Okay, this is what this does. This is what this does, like the config.yml. But you don't really need it. You just have to take your time and just test it out, test the plugin out, do some testing, see if it works, see what happens, see what you change, see if that works, see if you correctly set it up correctly. That's what I had to do, and then I started to learn what the options for these started to do. But yes, at the start, this looked like a whole different like language. I mean, look at this. Like when you look at this, you're like, what is that? Appeal message. I was like, wait, what is this? What is this? I was just so like I had no idea what this stuff was. But you really just have to take your time, read it carefully, and switch just the messages. That's all you have to do. Is just the messages file, and there's a lot of messages on here that you can actually change, which is really awesome. So there's a lot of text, as you can see, and you can edit it, change the way it looks. I really enjoy that. It's pretty awesome. I really enjoy that. But that's mainly why I give it a 9.5, is simply because it's not too simple to configure, but I can understand that because it's an advanced plugin compared to something else. So yeah, I give it a 9.5. If it was a little bit easier for this, more than likely a 10 out of 10. I really enjoy it. It's a really cool plugin. Lots of features, lots of cool things. There's also some things I didn't even cover. For features, I don't even know if I mentioned it. You can actually roll back some things. You can toggle chat. Did I mention that? You can lock down the server. The list goes on. There's so many things you can do with this plugin. It's a very cool plugin, and the thing I really like about it is that it works on BungeeCord. Right now, the server's not that I'm running on. It's not on BungeeCord just yet. But it's pretty cool, you know, that this can actually work on BungeeCord. So I really enjoy that. It has like the MySQL, all that cool stuff. I like it. I like it a lot. Very cool plugin. Definitely gets my thumbs up. But let's go back to the game Minecraft, and we can do the outro. So yeah. So in conclusion, what do I think about the LiteBans Spigot Premium plugin by the developer Ruan? Sorry if I'm pronouncing that name wrong. But what do I think about the plugin? I really enjoy it, and I highly recommend it, that you guys get it. If you guys wanted a really advanced banning, muting, warning players, kicking players, this and that, pretty much an admin tool for your server, this is one of the best ones that I've actually encountered. It is premium, which is a downside because you do have to pay. But it's an upside because more than likely the developer will update more often, so you gotta keep that in mind. So yeah, I give it a 9.5 out of 10. A really cool plugin. I really enjoy it. So yeah, I really enjoy it, guys. And the reason why I even made this video is actually because one of you guys actually wanted to actually see this video, and I decided to help you out. So you can check this plugin out and see what you think of it. Keep in mind, a lot of details are in the video description. Like all this stuff that I just talked about, it's practically on the Spigot website for LiteBans. The developer put a lot of information on there, a lot of things on there. There's things that I didn't even try out of this plugin just yet. There's like a web interface type of thing. I don't know. It's crazy. There's so many options, so many cool things that you can do, and yeah, just on the Spigot website for LiteBans, the plugin, it tells you a lot already on there. So yeah, I really enjoy this plugin, and you guys can check it out if you guys want to. But yeah, my name is Vasterz, aka GE Saves, and I'm signing out. May Jesus Christ be with you guys, and God bless you guys.
Break it down to a second, a millionth of a dream. Go for the limit with the power of believe. Just soak it up like a flower, like a summer field, aching to be healed. Just rain on